Fishing Black Friday sale is live now. Anglers can save up to 75% off Googan site-wide. The more you purchase on Googansquad.com, the more chances you have to win this beautiful bass boat. Don't miss out. Visit Googansquad.com and get to shop. Welcome back to the Googan Lab. Today, we're going to be talking about this contraption right here. This is the Googan Shad Wagon. The obvious question for most anglers is where to start with an A-rig. How do I set it up? What size jig heads do I need? Do I need 3/0, 4/0 hooks, 5/0 hooks? What color swim bait should I pair with my shad wagon? And that's what I'm going to help you guys grasp and understand today. Everyone's got their own personal preference, so today I'm going to share with you guys my personal preferences of how I like to get this thing dialed in for either largemouth bass, striped bass, or whatever predatory fish you're chasing in your home waters. Step number one, choose an A-rig. Every state is different, has different laws and regulations, so be sure to check in your home waters if you can in fact throw an A-rig at your lake. Here in Texas, you can throw a 5-wire with 5 hooks, totally legal. Some states you can only throw 3-wire, other states it's completely banned. But in the states that it's not banned, it can be an amazing way and effective way to catch fish. So here we have it, the 5-wire shad wagon. As you can see, we've got 5 arms, 4 going out, 1 coming straight down the middle, and on 4 of those arms, we've got some blades on here too. I prefer an A-rig with some blades. It adds some flash, some attraction, especially when I'm fishing some dirtier water. It really draws those fish in, and that's what this bait is all about. It's about drawing fish in. It's about imitating giant schools of shad, threadfin, or whatever sort of forage you're trying to imitate. In this particular lake that we're fishing right now, it's full of shad, and that's one of the reasons why we've picked up this lure today, and we've been catching some nice striper on it. Step number 2, choose your jig head. I prefer a 1/4 ounce with a 3/0 because the 3/0 hook is not too big but not too small, and that 1/4 ounce weight is not going to weigh that A-rig down to the point which I'm going to get snagged constantly rolling over trees or getting hung up on the bottom. So keep that in mind. Those are 2 important numbers to remember. Step number 3, choose your swim bait. Over the years, I've grown to love the Saucy Swimmer, which has caught me some absolutely giant fish on A-rigs. But now that we have the Saucy Slimmer, which is a more toned down version of the Saucy Swimmer, I've been gravitating throwing these more on my A-rigs because they throw off a little bit more motion. The whole body moves opposed to just that tail in the Saucy Swimmer, and that is a huge key factor with the A-rig. You want a ton of movement. You're basically asking a fish to come 5 feet off the bottom or 5 feet from a suspended position to chase that A-rig down. So any sort of advantage you can have, whether it be through your swim bait heads, your actual A-rig, or the swimmers that you're putting on your A-rig, you want to take full advantage of, because more movement, more flash is ultimately going to get you more bites. So this is how we're going to rig it today. I'm going to take my 4-inch Saucy Slimmer. I'm going to just barely nip the head off a bit so that way I've got more room for the jig head. I'm going to go right down the middle, make sure I'm threading that thing through. I'm going to bring the hook back out right at the midway point and then slide her on so she's locked down. Now that we've got our Saucy Slimmer locked and loaded, ready to go, we're going to clip it on one of our arms to our shad wagon. And it's a really easy mechanism. All you do is just bring it through that loop, back around, and make sure you lock that swim bait in place on that snap swivel. There you have it. We've added another swimmer to the armada of slimmers. So repeat that step 5 times on your A-rig, and it should look something like this. Now, one thing you may notice is I've got different colors on each specific arm that's connected to my swivel. The reason for that is because I like a little bit of an off color when I'm chasing after fish. Even in clean water too, a lot of guys think you have to throw the same exact size and color of swim bait on your A-rig, but I've found to have more success by putting different colors on each arms. Sometimes I'll throw all white, and then I'll add 1 electric shad or 1 chartreuse shad on the tail end, and I find that between 70–80% of the time, the one swim bait that's in the fish's mouth is that off color. If you're finding you're not having a whole lot of success on your A-rig, switch up your swim bait sizes and colors. Don't just throw all 4-inch. Throw some 3.5 mixed in with 4-inch. You have to think about it. A ball of bait, that being shad specifically, aren't all going to be the same size individually. So you're going to have some big 4-inch shad mixed in with some tiny threadfin as well. So you just want to try to play around with some different colors and sizes. Again, one of my favorite combos is to have 2 pearl whites. I like to add 2 green gizzards, and then on the very middle, I've got that electric shad, and they really seem to key in on that off-putting pattern and color. I don't know what it is about it, but fish are just triggered to eat in very mysterious ways. So you've got your ARIG all set and ready to go. You got your saucy slimmers on there. You've got your jig heads. Everything is set. Now you need to know what to throw it on. ARIGs are heavy. You can't just pick up your favorite 7-foot, 7'2" rod and just start slinging away. You will break stuff. You'll snap line. You'll snap tips. It's important you have the right gear. This right here is one of my favorite ARIG rods. This is a Googan Black Series 7'9". This is an amazing casting rod. It's got tons of torque, and I can sling that ARIG out there a freaking quarter mile. It's important to check to see what the lure rating is on each rod, and of course on Googan rods and most other companies as well. It'll say right there. So this is rated for 1 ounce to 5 ounce. This ARIG weighs roughly probably 4.5 ounces, so we're good to go. We're not gonna break anything, nothing's gonna bust. Paired with this rod, I like to throw a 200 or 300 size reel that can fit a ton of line capacity and has a lot of power. So we've got a 200 size reel with a 7'9" heavy action rod, and spooled up with the reel, we've got some 20-pound test. I like using 20 to 25-pound test fluorocarbon. Fluorocarbon's important too because it keeps your line translucent. So that way the only thing the fish are paying attention to is your shad wagon. There you have it, a simple explanation to ARIG fishing. If you guys want to pick up any of the equipment that I mentioned in today's video, be sure to check the link down below and use my code JOHNB to save 10% off at checkout at Googansquad.com. We'll catch you guys in the next Googan Lab. Stay fishing and keep cranking. Fishing Black Friday sale is live now. Anglers can save up to 75% off Googan site-wide. The more you purchase on Googansquad.com, the more chances you have to win this beautiful bass boat. Don't miss out. Visit Googansquad.com and get the shot.